Hey guys, welcome back to my live. How are you guys today? What's up, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you today? What's the weather like where you are? Currently, it's snowing and it's very cold. The winter is upon us. All right, as you know, today we're having trivia, but I'm gonna try not to make it too long just because I have to go early today. So, welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I have nice questions, fun questions again, as usual. So just stay and enjoy. So I'm just going to prep my face quickly and then I'll get into my makeup. All right. So I'm using the e.l.f. Thirst Drop. This is like a tester. So I'm using this one to work on my skin. This has a lot of shine to it. It has like shimmer, so it just gives your face a very natural shine and it's very hydrating and moisturizing. So I definitely recommend. But this is only what I'll be using today. Today is a simple makeup look. So I'm going to do like a very sheer nude look that I would think would be very, very nice for someone who wants to do like a very natural look. You want to have makeup on, but you don't want to have too much makeup on. This is for you. So as usual, you want to prep your skin, which is what I have already done. So I'll grab my fan here. I'm going to dry this quickly. All right. So it's still a little moist. Like I can still see some moisture when I touch my face. So I'm going to let that sit out. So today the foundation that I'll be using is my Sephora in the shade 50N. Hi Joa, how are you? Welcome to my live. Where are you watching from? So the first thing I'm gonna do is to place it on the back of my hand and then I will go ahead and start applying. So today we're keeping it very minimal. Remember, we're trying to do a very, very sheer kind of makeup, so everything is going to be extremely minimal. So I'm just going to wait for some people to join. When we have a sizable amount of people, then we can start the trivia. So my trivia is always based on like different facts. It's not just like one place. It could be from science to arts to fashion to music. So just get ready. It's always fun when we have trivia night. So I'm hoping that this night will be exciting as always. All right. So this is all the foundation that I'll be using. So now to get this really nice and subtle, and blendable. I like to use a spray. I'm using the Marie Badescu. And then I'm going to be using my beauty sponge. And I'm just blending. So when I'm applying, I'm avoiding my under eye because like I'll put concealer there and I don't want it to be cakey. So this is what I'm doing. So far I like the way it looks. It looks very, very light, which is what we're going for today. So This is perfect. This is a perfect base. So I'll be using just my blush. I'll be using the powder contour as opposed to the cream contour. Remember, we're trying to have it as minimal as possible. So I'm going to be using the Ayumi blush. So if you're using a brush to blend your foundation, I would always recommend that you still go in with a beauty blender because some products have like lots of oil, so that could be like a problem. Sometimes you can just have like oil residue, so this works just perfectly, just a little bit of damp beauty sponge. So I'm just going to, this is very pigmented, so I'm going to be very careful because yesterday I did it and I was like, wow, that's a lot. Okay, so I'll be using my brush and guys, this is not right. This brush is supposed to have been washed. I will wash it this weekend. Please always wash your brushes or else you will break out. So I'm just tapping. Hi Adil, how are you? Welcome to my live. Where are you watching from? So this is nice and soft and I'm just going to blend with my beauty sponge. Oh, good to know, good to know. Where are you watching from? So this is what it looks like. I really like how sheer it looks. So now that my blush is done, I'm going to go ahead and do my highlights. Remember, we're using powder contour, so you can go ahead and do the powder contour after you've done your highlights. I'm from Nigeria, but I am shooting all the way from Canada. So I'm using this Maybelline brand, the Super Stay in the shade 42. And I'm just going to be putting a little here, here. So today is minimal, so I'm not doing any nose contour. So this is what I am doing. Oh, you're from India. Shout out to you, Adhil, watching all the way from India. Thanks for being on my live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is all I need. So now I'm going to use this to blend it. So a best practice for like your concealer, if you're using a concealer that is not full coverage, you want to allow it to sit for a bit. Even if you're using a full coverage found the concealer, you want it to sit for a bit to get the optimum coverage. So just let it sit for a while. But while that is going on, I'm going to do like my chin here and here. And this is done. Okay. So I forgot to place here. I'm going to go ahead and do my forehead. So in the next 2 minutes, we're going to start trivia. If you're ready for trivia tonight, say trivia. So forehead is the highlight is done. Just make sure that you keep blending it until you get the perfect blend. So I'm going to do here first. Now I'm going to do this part. So this is done. I'm going to go ahead and do this first. Now this is sitting well. While this is sitting, I'm just going to get my setting powder. This is from a brand called Merak Cosmetics. Now I'm going to start blending this part. Welcome to my live. Hi Archie, how are you? Welcome to my live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where are you watching from? Okay, so this is done. I am good, thanks for asking. Where are you watching from? I love to grab my setting powder and I'm going to be tapping off the excess and I'm going to just place it here to set that. And I'm going to blend this one. All right. So I'm going to start the trivia. As usual, it's very simple. The rules for the trivia is very simple. If you know the answer, just say the answer in the comments. And obviously, let's have fun. Thanks for strolling by, Omar. So I'm going to start the trivia now. So as usual, if you know the answer, just let us know. And do have fun. All right. The first question is from science. We're gonna have like a set of 5 questions, and then I'll be asking them, right? But they're not at random. I start maybe like with science and go into geography, then history, like that, like that, like that. So let's get the first question. What animal has 3 hearts? This has come up on my life twice. I think I should ban this question at this point. What animal has 3 hearts? What animal has 3 hearts? Okay, I'm gonna set this. I'm gonna set some powder. Question 1. What animal has 3 hearts? So this is what it's looking like so far. Hey, correct, Archie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You were correct. So the octopus, some people have said squid. So I guess that family, octopus, squid, they have 3 hearts. I will have to like verify on the squid, but octopus is the right answer. Correct. Question 2. What is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature? What is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature? What is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature? And for my contour, I'm going to be using this palette. What is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature? What's the only metal that is liquid at room temperature? What is the only metal that is liquid? Yes, mercury. You got it, actually. You're on fire. It is mercury. Correct. All right. Question 3 is which planet, according to scientists, which planet is said to rain diamonds? According to scientists, which planet is said to rain diamonds? According to scientists, which planet is said to rain diamonds? According to scientists, which planet is said to rain diamonds? According to the scientists, which planet is said to rain diamonds? Which planet is said to rain diamonds? Uh-huh. Dun, 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 dun. Do-do-do-do-do. And this is the blush palette that I'll be using. Neptune. Are you sure about that? Well, you're correct. There are actually two of them. Correct. You got it. You got one. There are two planets. One is Neptune, the other planet is Uranus. So, good job, Archie. Nice one. What part of the human body never stops growing? What part of the human body never stops growing? What part of the human body never stops growing? This one has multiple answers, so you can give more than one. What part of the body never stops growing? Okay. What part of the human body never stops growing? Yes, your nose. Do you know another one? They're like two. What part of your body never stops growing? Your nose and I'm just gonna give it away. Your nose and your ears. The cartilage there never stops growing. So nose and ears are the part of your body that never stop growing. Yes, actually you're correct. Nose and the ears never stop growing. Okay. What's next question? What is the strongest muscle in the human body? What is the strongest muscle in the human body by force? What is the strongest muscle in the human body by force? What is the strongest muscle in the human body by force? What is the strongest muscle in the body by force? What is the strongest muscle in the human body by force? Master, no. The strongest muscle, like muscles, the strongest muscle in the body. What is the masseter? I you said master, masseter. What is that? Does he have another name? Okay, I guess you called it the other name. So I know it as the jaw muscle. So you're correct. You're actually correct, actually. I was trying to figure out if that masseter had another name. So masseter is also the jaw muscle. Thank you for that. I just learned something new. Thank you, thank you. So you are correct. The jaw muscle is the strongest muscle in the body. What is the most gas in the earth? What makes up the most gas in the earth? What is the most gas in the earth's atmosphere? What is the most gas in the earth's atmosphere? Thank you. Yeah, the jaw muscle is also the masseter. I didn't know that. I'd never heard that word for the jaw muscle. So I definitely learned something new. Thank you. Okay. What is what is the most gas in the Earth's atmosphere? What is the most gas in the Earth's atmosphere? It makes up most of the Earth's atmosphere. This gas makes up most of the Earth's atmosphere. What is the most gas in the Earth's atmosphere? Hi, Alan. How are you? Welcome back to my life. How are you today? What gas makes up most of the Earth's atmosphere? Mambo. What does mambo mean? What gas makes up most of the Earth's atmosphere? If you know the answer, just say it in the comment. Yes, Archie, you're correct. Nitrogen makes up most of the Earth's gas. Oh, thank you, Alan. I hope you're staying for trivia. What is the smallest unit of an organism? What is the smallest unit of life of an organism? The smallest unit of life. What is the smallest unit of life of an organism? What is the smallest unit of life of an organism? Of an organism. A. Yeah, nitrogen makes up most of the Earth's atmosphere. What is the smallest unit of life of an organism? What is the smallest unit of life? What is the smallest unit of life of an organism? What is the smallest unit of life of an organism? I'm just going to give this one out. Is the cell. So the cell is the smallest unit of life. Okay, next question. The smallest unit of life is the cell. Now we're going to go into um we're going to go into geography. Let's go into geography now. What is the smallest country in the world? Which country is the smallest in the world? What is the smallest country 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 in the world? Who knows it? Just put it in the comments. What is the smallest country in the world? Okay, so I'm just going to answer this one. This one is the Vatican City. The Vatican is the smallest country in the world. Okay, that one was super easy. All right, who was the first human being to land on the moon? Who was the first person to land on the moon? And in what year did the person land on the moon? In what year did the first person in the world land on the moon? What year did the first human land on the moon? In what year did the first human land on the moon? In what year did the first human land on the moon? How's it done? Okay. In what year did the first human being land on the moon? Come on, guys. This one has come up a bit on my trivia, so I think this one is very popular. In what year did the first human being land on the moon? As usual, I'm using my concealer from Maybelline to do this one. And I'm just going to blend it in. All right. So this just helps your eye to pop whenever you put any eyeshadow. So this is a good practice if you are someone who loves to do eyeshadows. Even if you don't love to do eyeshadow, this is just nice. It just makes that place bright. But today I'm not doing any eyeshadow, so I'm just going to be setting this with my setting powder. And I'm just placing it here. So this is done. Today is a no eyeshadow look, so I'm just going to be wearing mascara, and that will be all. I'm gonna put a very slim line of eyeliner. If you know me, you know my eyeliner is always all over the place. So I'm gonna keep it simple today. So if you're someone who struggles with doing your eyeliner, I would say keep your hands steady when you're doing that, and you have a better result. Hi Andrea, how are you? Are you here for trivia night? Okay, good to know. I'm happy that you're good. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to try to make it as close as possible. So this is where eyeliner can be very difficult, trying to match it up. All right. Okay. This is proving me wrong. All right, I love it already. Okay. Good eyeliner look will always be nice. Good simple eyeliner always works. So I always recommend having like a very slim tip brush. This just helps your eyeliner, especially if you struggle with like your wing liner. Or just stick to using like a gel. Okay. Okay, overdid it there. Yeah, I definitely overdid it. Mm. All right. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't even want to overthink it. Okay, I'm just gonna clean it up with some good old concealer just because I can't deal with that right now. I think I made it worse. Oh no. This is what happens every time, and then I have to keep adjusting it and adjusting it. Well, let's see. Okay, not bad at all. All right, this is done. Now I'm just going to use some eyeliner. I'm going to be using my black eyeliner. Eyeliner. Yes, I found her. So this is from the e.l.f. brand. I really love this liner. Since I started using it, I really, really love it. I highly recommend. I think it's a good brand. So whenever you're lining your bottom line, you want to just keep it in your waterline. If you drag it out too much, it might just age your face. So, all right, this is done. As simple as that, no more, no less. So now the final thing is to do a very, very, very simple lip gloss. And of course, I'm going to be lining my lip. I'm going to be using this pencil from Wet and Wild to line my lip. Okay, so I'm just going to use my hand to blend it. So you can use a lip brush as well. So I'm being very, very minimalistic in this look. So I'll just be using a plain old gloss to finish this look. I'm gonna grab my lip brush and just finish this look. So this is just plain lip liner and gloss. This will always be classic, so you can't go wrong with a lip gloss. You can't. There's possibly no way you can. And to finish up this look, I will take a spray and spray, and that is the end. Now, if you want to be extra when you're done, you can go ahead and put on some highlighter. But if I'm being honest, I don't wear highlighter all the time. So I would just wear like a mascara and this look will be done. So this is simple. I feel like you can do this in like 20 minutes, depending on how fast you are with your makeup. In 20 minutes, you're done. So this is an all-timer. Whenever I want to wear makeup or something minimalist, this is the look I go for. It's super easy, it's super simple. It's quick too. So you're welcome. If you're someone who doesn't like too much, this is perfect for you. I know some people's face doesn't like accept lots of makeup, so this is another perfect style for you. Once you have your brows in place, you do a little bit of liner. Although this liner is way thicker than what I wanted. I wanted an extra slim liner. But to be honest, I don't think I can do a slim liner. I always end up with like a very big liner, so it is what it is. Well, anyways, this is the end of this tutorial. So a lot of people didn't show up for trivia today. I guess life just happened and people were so busy and they didn't show up for trivia. But I'll be back here again tomorrow. I do trivia on the weekends. That is Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. So I'll be back again for trivia nights by tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have a lot of people who are going to be here and those that are going to participate. But it's been a wonderful night. Thank you guys for those who tuned in. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking by. Thank you for those who shared my live. Thank you so much. For those who liked and commented, thank you. Thank you. Shout out to you, Archie. Thank you so much for participating in today's live. You were basically the only one, but you made sure you showed up. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Alan. Thank you guys so, so much. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.